I had to find my way out of the second story window, and I'm the most clumsy motherfucker there is. So I got my Dawkins jersey half on. It's freezing cold. I got like one pant leg out. No, my underwear is like I left it in her house. And God only knows
It's still there to this
and
day.
I can hear him like stomping up the stairs, and as I'm going out the window, and I'm like, I'm gonna fall, die, or this guy's gonna shoot me. Like there's no good ending to this story. The Cleveland Browns fan, the Browns fan goes, real classy, Eagles fan, real classy. And Tommy goes, your mother's classy. We used to have free ball on Fridays at Houlihan's. So everybody would take their underwear off and stick their underwear in their apron. So imagine like a girl walks up to your, girl waitress walks up to your table and has a thong sticking out of her apron. 2 bottles of Maddog 2020. I was so delirious. I went home. I had a snake.
We were whacked.
I had a snake in a big like fish tank, and I stuck my hand. For some reason, I put my hand through the snake tank, and I broke it. It was shattered glass all over the place, and I got this big cut hand. And the snake comes out like this, and he's like looking at me like, "What the hell did you just do?"
Welcome to another amazing episode of the Working Perspectives Podcast. I'm Matt Lavelle. He's JDub Richardson. Our guest today, the one and only Anthony Rizzo. I'll tell you, Rizz is a great dude. I had season tickets to the Philadelphia Eagles with him at Lincoln Financial Field for 12 years. We went through everything together down there. He's a great guy. Just love hearing more about his story and, some of the fun adventures that he's gotten into. Really, really happy he came on. Justin, your thoughts?
It's a good seatmate. It's a nice guy to have, especially, did you meet him just randomly sitting? It's a beautiful thing.
So Tom actually met him when Tom was bartending at Applebee's. He met him and this other guy named Johnny Stottman, and Johnny and him had the seats together with Mike Kane and Sharon Kane, and so we ended up all getting the seats together, and we were like a crew for 12 years. We would go to every game together.
It's beautiful. You never know who you know what I mean? You could have got sat next to anybody in that stadium. 61? Yeah. How many? 60 something thousand?
I think it's like, it's like
40,
70, maybe, I don't know.
60?
It's a lot. It's a lot. A ton. But no, and it was, dude, we've talked about it on the show. We experienced some crazy times down there. We saw some wild stuff. The Linc is a wild place, dude. It is a wild place.
I mean, especially in the last 12 years, I've actually covered some good stuff versus, it was barren there for, all through the 90s. The Phillies went like 11 years without playoffs, but
yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, there's been a lot of good stuff to see. I mean, I do talk about, like we had to go through the end of the Andy Reid era and the start of the Chip Kelly era, and I talk about it on the show where it wasn't a lot of fun. But we were rewarded for our commitment. You know what I mean? So it all ended up being pretty good. But there's a lot of things we saw, and there's sometimes a lot of frustration, and you just, dude, I'll tell you, we didn't talk about it, but when it was like bad weather and the game turned not in our favor, watch the hell out, because it got rough, babe. I'll tell you, rough, but fun. It was a lot of fun. So, anything else, Jada?
No rain, no rainbows. Enjoy the episode.
Yeah, good stuff. So, yeah, like we said, I'm Matt Lavelle. He's JDub Richardson. This is the Working Perspectives Podcast. And our guest today is the one and only Anthony Rizzo. Enjoy. Okay, hello and welcome to another episode of the Working Perspectives Podcast. I'm Matt Lavelle. He's JDub Richardson. And on the show today, JDub, let me tell you a little bit about our guest, the one and only Anthony Rizzo. Me and Rizz met, 2007, I'd like to say.
Yep.
We met shortly after we met. Me and him started going to Philadelphia Eagles games together with season tickets. We then spent the next 12 years, and we had some ups and we had some downs, baby. We had some big old downs. We lived through the end of the Andy Reid era into the Chip Kelly era, where we had 10 straight home losses, which means that there's only 8 home games a season at that time. There's only 8 home games a season at the time. We had 10 straight home losses. That means that we paid for over a season's worth of losing games. But that did not deter us. We never missed a game, rain or shine. Rizz was famous for wearing the banana suit to inclement weather games. Everyone saw it. Everybody loved it. We've seen some wild stuff at the Linc together.
Oh, yeah.
And this guy has made some crazy accusations, but I'm super excited to get him on here. He's a great guy and a great friend, and I'm super excited and tickled pink that he said he would come on. So without any further ado, everyone, on the show, the one and only Anthony Rizz. Rizz, thanks for being on. I would just like to ask, before we get started, what movie do you think is better, The Godfather Part 1 or The Godfather Part 2?
Oh, man, that's tough.
So
You're going to hate me for this answer, but I think 2.
No, I don't hate you. I love it. 2 is correct answer.
I think 2
2 is correct.
As good as 1 is, and 1 is legendary. 2
phenomenal.
2 is just takes it to another level.
It's the best. It's so good. It's
Don't
so
mention
good.
3. Let's not even talk about 3.
I've never seen 3.
What? That never happened. We'll pretend like it never happened. But nice, very good. Rizz, what about Cheetos? Crunchy or puffed?
Oh, crunchy, definitely.
Yeah. You're not a wimp. You're not a noodle.
Gotta go
You're not a
crunchy.
Stugats.
Flaming hot.
Oh, baby. Did you ever do the jalapeno gimmicks?
No, I didn't know they were out.
Jalapeno's a good time.
They have a puff version of the jalapeno.
Do they really?
That's a spicy treat.
Jalapeno, it's not overly spicy. It's good. It's like the right amount of spice.
So you know? Zing.
Sometimes flaming hot.
Flaming hot.
Yeah, flaming hot. Flaming hot will get you. You know, you feeling flaming hot later.
They have purple bag of Dorito. This is very good.
Oh, the spicy chili.
Yeah.
Isn't it a sweet spicy chili?
Same. Not too spicy at all.
Just good. Just like that Thai chili sauce. It's good.
Oh yeah, love a good sweet Thai chili. Nice, very good. Thank you for that, Rizz. Next one. What do you like better, pancakes or waffles?
You know what? I don't even know if I might have had 3 waffles in my whole life.
Ever had an egg up?
So,
like maybe in a restaurant, maybe in a diner one time when I was drunk. But there's nothing better than a blueberry pancake. Nothing.
Ooh.
Nothing. Just drown it in syrup. Just call it a day.
You know, have you tried? My mom recently ventured into like the Italian style pancake, where it's a blueberry pancake with just a hint of lemon zest, and it's a little thinner.
Yeah,
and I'll tell you,
that's how my parents used to make it. Yeah,
that's a good flapjack, babe. It's a good old flapjack. You know, lemon zest doesn't hurt, man. I'll tell you one thing Albanians do that I didn't know was a thing. They love putting lemon juice in soup. Little hit of lemon juice, some salt, some pep.
How the hell do you know that?
My wife's Albanian.
Oh, well, that would explain it.
That would explain it.
Inside Man, the movie. What language are they speaking? Albanian. How do I know? Because my ex-wife speaks Albanian.
No kidding, really?
Oh yeah, you got to watch that. If you haven't seen that movie, you got to watch that movie.
I've seen Inside. Dude, it's funny how many dude, I remember one of the first New Year's is like their big holiday, right? In Albania, you know, Rizz. Yeah. And one of the first nights, I just met my wife, and it's one of the first times I'm over her family's house, which is like a huge deal. So I'm over there for dinner for New Year's. And I'm like, oh, guys, you want to watch a movie or something while waiting for the ball drop? And they're like, yeah, sure. And I put on War Dogs, and it was a big mistake because the main villains in War Dogs were the Albanians.
Oh,
you know?
Wow. I didn't even realize
that. One of the main villains, they were buying guns from the Albanians communists, and they're like, that's not how it was. No, that's incorrect. You know? And I'm like, damn, they're like, that's not even Tirana. They're wrong.
Freedom fighters.
Yeah. So didn't go over well. Wasn't a big hit. And then I was like, all right, guys, let's just watch Taken. And they're like, oh, because the another ones, the villains, but they use like middle, like Balkans and Eastern Europeans, because like anyone that was under the communist umbrella in American literature was ought to be like automatically labeled as an enemy. But Albania's turning around, and they're like their tourism has gained 120%. They're killing it. So
You just reminded
either
me of
way,
something. Eastern
what?
Europeans. I dated a Hungarian girl,
Ooh,
and like just out of college,
yeah.
and her dad was like the Secretary of State of Hungary.
Dang.
So she had one of those diplomat cards, and
Mm.
I'm in the car with her. She's got a broken down Mitsubishi Eclipse. It's surprising the thing didn't fall apart. And she's doing like 85 and a 25. This cop pulls her over. I'm like, we're going to jail. There's no way we're getting
Yeah.
out of this. She hands him the card. He takes one look at the card, hands it back, and says, Miss, have a nice day.
Diplomatic
And that's it.
immunity.
Diplomatic. She could have probably killed somebody, and nobody would have been.
Really?
Dude,
Diplomatic immunity?
diplomatic immunity. 85 and a 25. And then her dad sent his goons to crack into my credit and check me out. So we went on this like little vacation in New Orleans, and she pulls out my credit report and starts reading it in front of me. And I'm like horrified. I'm like, what the hell are you doing?
What does this you owe Blockbuster $35? You do not return Braveheart. It is double this. They charge you twice.
She's probably more like, why do you have a subscription to Bang Bros? It's free. Why do you have a subscription?
Now it is. Back then it wasn't.
Dude, how about it? Shout out Bang Bros, fan of the show, listener of the show.
Hell yeah.
Legit fan of the show, listener of the show. They love us. So either way, let's keep it moving. So next question, important question. What do you like better, an amusement park or a water park?
Water park. No doubt. I have motion sickness. I'm one of those dudes that throws up every ride. It's like when you went on the Gravitron, you would throw up, and the throw up would like stick to the wall. You remember the Gravitron? You guys ever have ride on the Gravitron?
Oh, dude, the Gravitron's I remember as a kid, I was living on the Gravitron. Now, if I did it one time, I'd be guts on the floor, bro. It'd be
It's
brutal.
unbelievable that somebody didn't just like seriously fall off one of those things and die.
Yeah.
The floor
Or
used
a
to go
head
out.
get
I mean, you're in the
cut
air,
off.
like you're like pegged to the wall. Like what the hell?
Yeah. It was brutal.
Awesome.
It was great as a kid. Right now, I would puke my ever loving guts out.
Speaking of water parks, did you guys ever go to Action Park? Were you around for Action Park?
No, but I saw the documentary,
dude.
And
I was there.
You went to Action
Park? I went
Park?
to freaking Action Park, and
Oh.
I left with more bumps and bruises. Nothing broken, but every ride was pain.
Dude, did you in the documentary when they were talking about when they were going through the one loop? You know,
they sent the dummy. They sent the dummy through, and the dummy's head fell off.
They said like they're going through the loop, and he's like paying people like $100 to like go through the loop or whatever, and they would come back and they'd have these huge scratches on their back, right? And they were like, "What is this from? What is this from?" And then they opened it up and found that it was people's teeth had gotten stuck in the loop, and they were getting people were getting scratched by the teeth that were stuck. Dude,
God.
That's New Jersey in a nutshell. Action Park, babe.
I'll tell you what, you were right about that. Action Park.
Dude, I love too how like on like the swinging lagoon thing, if like you chickened out, the whole crowd ate you alive.
Oh yeah,
like, that's New Jersey, babe. That's Jersey.
I'm scared of heights on top of that. So it's the go-karts were the worst. I mean, it's amazing. I think somebody actually did get killed in the go-karts.
Dang. Didn't they have like a downhill slalom too?
Yeah. Oh yeah. No brakes.
Action Park must have been huge.
It was it was pretty big. It was just as kids, you don't care. You're just like, I want the biggest thrill I can possibly get. And your parents see you and you're black and blue. You look, you got into a fist fight. It's like, what happened to you? I went to Action Park.
And like the like all the lifeguards are like out smoking in the shack and what what I mean? Like they didn't care. Dude, that was a great documentary. Really had a good time with that.
Yeah.
I've actually Chris Gethard was in that documentary, and I've asked him to be on the show several times because we have a buddy of his that's made a couple appearances on the show. So hopefully, Chris Gethard, when you hear this, come Either way, let's keep it on moving on. Keep it on moving on down the road. So next question, huge question, probably another big important question. Who do you like better, Chevy Chase or Bill Murray?
Oh, if you had asked me this question 2 months ago, 3 months ago, I would have said Bill Murray.
Mm.
And then I found out he was an absolute wacko. Like, just
Dun, dun, dun.
you got to read about it. You got to read about him. Like, absolutely crazy. Like,
Really?
screaming and yelling at people and just like just nuts. Although apparently Chevy Chase was nuts too, and the two of them got into a big, huge fight in one of the
Yeah.
movies they were in. But I
Yeah.
met Chevy Chase. I met him.
Oh,
He so Stallone had opened this Rocky store by the steps, by the art museum steps. So we went down there, me and a couple friends, and Stallone was there, and then we kind of made our way to the front, and little did we know Chevy Chase was there with him. I mean, I can't remember why he was in the area, but he was in the area, so we stopped by.
yeah.
Coolest dude, man. Just shook hands, said hello. It was just crazy.
Really?
Like looking at the dude, I'm like, that was the dude in freaking Caddyshack. There he
Yeah.
is, right there. It was nuts.
Fletch.
And,
Yeah.
and by the way, Sly's a nice dude too. Very nice guy.
Dude, that's like my all-time guest for this show would be Sly. He's like my hero, bro. I love Sly, dude.
Nicest guy you'd ever meet. I mean, just a
That's
nice guy.
that's what everyone says. No one ever has a bad word to say about Sly.
No.
Chevy Chase, I guess it's hit or miss, huh? I mean, like, when he knows he's there to like do a thing. But also, dude, like these guys have been like you have to remember at the time of Caddyshack, Bill Murray, Chevy Chase, two funniest guys in the world. You know what
Oh
I
yeah.
mean?
Oh
Like
yeah. In the
legit,
same movie.
two of the biggest comedians alive in the world at the time.
Imagine
Right?
that
Two of the
that movie
funniest
was
movie
so
stars.
chaotic that it almost didn't get made
Yeah.
because they're all
Yeah.
doing coke, they're all having sex with each other, and
Yeah.
the
Harold
script was
Ramis is a
they just like
wild
tore the
man.
script up. The gopher wasn't even supposed to be in the movie. They just kept using him because they didn't know what else to do.
Yeah.
Somehow they edited it and put it together as one of the best movies in history.
Oh, it's great, dude. Absolute classic. Great soundtrack too.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then like, dude, like when you find out like Bill Murray, like that was all ad-libbed, like, Cinderella story,
Oh yeah.
Buster, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
come on, man.
He's got a
Dude.
4-iron, 250 yards.
Yeah. Dude, my favorite thing is like when he's talking about the llama. Hey, yo, llama. How about a little something, for the effort?
Yeah, the Dalai
So
Lama.
good.
How about a little
So
something
good.
for the effort?
Yeah. So good. So yeah. All right. So you're going Chase.
I'm going Chase. I would have said Bill
All right.
Murray 3 months ago, but I'm going Chase.
You're the man. I'll tell you, we haven't had a Chase in a while. So good for you. Good for you, Rizz.
Hey,
Way to have some integrity.
yeah.
All
Met the
right.
guy,
So,
and he's a cool guy.
yeah, seems like it. I love Stallone though. All timer.
Awesome
Dude,
guy.
is there like, dude, that guy is the king, right? Like
Marry
legit.
him.
Dude, think about this too. What'd you say?
Why don't you marry him? Jeez.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I would. Dude, have you seen Sly's wife and daughters?
I thought they got divorced
Bro.
because he
Yeah, he's got 3 smoke shows.
yeah, didn't he divorce her?
Really? His most
Did he?
recent
I
one?
don't know.
Yeah, because she wanted there was some issue with the dog. She was like, it's the dog or me. And he was like, all right, see ya.
Kidding. Wow.
I don't know if
What?
that's this. Yeah.
Oh, I hope not. I just
Wow.
want Sly to be happy.
I
He's
hear
my
you.
guy. But his daughters are rockets.
Oh, dude.
Absolute rockets. Dude.
3 smokers. Smoke shows.
Yeah. He too. Plus, dude, Sly. Think about this, right? Like I don't know if you saw his documentary, but Schwarzenegger brought up in his documentary that he had 3. Like, dude, Rocky is $1 billion franchise, right? Billion with a B, $1 billion franchise. Then Rambo's is like $100 million franchise, and then same thing with Expendables, another $100 million franchise,
Did he
if
get
not billion.
did he get screwed out of like the Rocky rights though by what's the
So
what's the,
Erwin Winkler, I believe,
Yeah.
is the name of the director.
Yeah.
There's something like that. You're
He's
right.
still
Like he
pissed about
doesn't.
it. I mean, the
Oh,
guy's
he
worth
won't.
eight
He
hundred
won't
zillion
work with
dollars.
him. Yeah, he hates the guy.
Yeah, like
Absolutely
he
hates
sold
him.
the rights to Rocky like after, I don't know, one of the movies. And now they have like that's who like optioned Creed out and stuff like that. So like
Oh,
they have the
Creed was
ability to
awesome.
make more stuff versus I think Stallone wanted to make something and they were like, no. And he was like,
Wow.
well, it's mine. And he's like, no, technically it's ours.
Ugh, that's gotta hurt. He probably did it after Rocky 5. Because 5 was just the
Well,
worst one.
probably, yeah. I mean, yeah, Rocky 5 was awful. So, okay, let's keep it going. Let's keep it on moving down the road. Last question, most important question you'll ever be asked, Rizz. When it comes to eating wings, are you drums or are you flats?
We just had this discussion. I'm a drums guy all the way.
Drums all the way. Way to finish strong, Rizz.
I'm a drum guy all the way. I will.
He's a drumman.
If I'm going on a date, the date better have flats.
Because first off, you're going on a date, you're getting wings. I mean, that's just natural date food.
My fiance likes the flats.
See, that's why you guys work out. My wife's
That's
a
why we work
flatman.
out.
You know, my wife loves the flats, and I love the drums, and
I
that's
like
why
the drums are easier. They're just
oh, they're the best.
You don't have
One
to
hand, you can scroll, you
turn it
can
all
dip
out.
and
That's
flip
it. You're
and
done.
turn, and
With the drums, you gotta pick it apart. Oh, it's
it's a
the flat drum.
nightmare. Who wants to do all that?
I'm a drum
Only
guy
an
all the way.
animal.
All the way.
All the way, and back again. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So, all right. Well, that was Disputed Questions, part of the Working Specs podcast. Thanks for answering that, Rizz. We're going to keep it moving to everyone's other favorite segment. It's now time for JDub's Questions. Rizz, Justin here is going to answer some questions, and you can give him some answers, or you can tell him to shove. JDub, let's go.
I was going to ask you who the most famous person you've ever met is, but do you have someone more famous than Chevy Chase and Sylvester Stallone?
Paul McCartney.
Oh my God.
Paul McCartney.
Paul McCartney.
Wow. I didn't think you would have an answer to that, but that's true.
Unbeatable. It's unbeatable. It's like meeting the president. I met him at Elio's restaurant in New York in the Upper East Side. Apparently, he goes there. I sat as close to him as I am to this computer right here. And he said hello. And I was just starstruck.
Hello.
I was like, I didn't know what to say to Paul McCartney.
It's me, Paul.
Great songs. I don't know what to tell him.
Did you ask him for any help? I need some money.
I was silent. What do I say?
You didn't tell him you wanted to hold his hand. Yeah. I mean, you could just say, hey, dude.
I get by with a little help from my friends.
Yeah. You didn't ask him to pass the Sergeant Pepper? What were you saying, Justin?
What was he eating? What was he having for dinner? Do you remember?
Tortellini.
Nice.
Fucking right,
tortellini.
Tortellini.
I love tortellini.
It looked good too. It looked really good. I had chicken parm, which was excellent.
How like excited do you think the first guy who drank and drove was? Like, we had the car invented, and then he drove home. And he was like, "Have you tried this?"
It was probably the guy who invented the car. He probably got it. He was like, "Yeah, I finally got my car to run."
The third Model T. He was like, "Have you tried being hammered doing this?"
You know what sucks? It was probably around Prohibition when you couldn't even get alcohol. So he probably had to drink a root beer or something like that.
There was so much time. We had everything. Would you rather be a backup point guard in the NBA or an NHL goalie?
NHL goalie. Hextall's my favorite player in the world. Love Ron
Hextall was great.
The only guy who would come out and fight other goalies.
Yeah.
And score 2 goals.
Yeah.
Love Hextall.
Hextall was great.
It's probably better on your body to be a backup point guard in the NBA because you might not even get in the game and get like $2 million a year to do nothing.
Yeah.
But what fun is that? I'd rather get pucks shot at my face. You know, it's.
I was a dumb kid. Until like the age of, I don't know, 15, swore that goalies wore sneakers. I thought they were like special shoes. I was like, there's no way they're on ice skates too. That's crazy. How are you going to be on ice skates and play goalie?
All my favorite players are goalies. I love goalies. But Hextall
also, like, some of them are the most athletic guys on the team, too. Like, they're crazy. And their leg strength, out of this world. Out of this world, their leg strength. These guys are tanks.
You guys remember Mike Richter? We're going back here, but he was a member at the golf course I play at, and he had 2 ACL transplants. So you could continue to play goalie? Like, what the hell? You know, like they pulled out cadavers. Guys, because they have to move so funny. You know, so
the butterfly.
Yeah,
you remember Tom's brother-in-law? He played for the Penguins for a while.
Really? Holy crap!
Yeah, you didn't know that?
I did not know that.
Yeah, Tom's wife's brother, his brother-in-law, he was drafted, I think he was drafted by the Penguins, and he played on the same line as like Malkin, and you know what I mean? Like
Holy crap!
he was a really good player.
I know everybody hates him, but the fastest dude I ever saw on ice was Sidney Crosby.
Yeah,
I never saw
yeah.
anybody faster, but he's, I'm not a Penguin fan at all. I'm a Flyers fan all the way.
He's one of those guys that like you hate him, but if he was on your team, you'd
You
love him.
freaking love him. Yep.
Yeah. I call it the Jeremy Shockey complex.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like I hated Shockey. I hated
You
him.
wanted him bad. You wanted him on the
If
team.
he was a bird, I would have loved him though.
I know. Shockey was
awesome.
Dude, same thing with Witten. Hated Witten. But if Witten was a bird, if Witten was a bird, he'd be an all-timer. You know what I mean? Like
there's so many players out there that I hate that that I wish were Eagles. And then some of them become Eagles. You're like, wow, that's pretty cool.
I remember when Takeo Spikes became an Eagle. Super hyped about that. But,
any broken
Saquon
bones?
Barkley's one of them. Go ahead. Sorry, I interrupted.
Have you broken any bones?
Oh my God, what happened? I broke my skull.
Where?
Let's start there. I broke my skull right where my eye
orbital bone.
I guess you would call this your eye orbit. I was drunk at a party, and somebody had pizza. And they went down to the basement with the pizza, and I went pizza, and I go running down the steps, and I trip off the top step, and it was like slow motion. I turned to go to the railing, and there's no railing. The guy took the railing off the wall. So I went head first down a flight of steps into a wooden TV stand. Just like that. So what does my drunk ass do? I take 3 Advil and go to bed. 10 years later, I'm in surgery to get my teeth fixed. And it's supposed to be a 20-minute surgery. And it's supposed to be simple. You get out, you're done. I get out of the anesthesia. I look at the clock. It's 3.5 hours later. I'm like, what the hell? And they're like, dude, you cracked your skull at one point. Did you get into a fight or did you fall? And I'm like, the TV stand. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, you guys, you had a fractured skull. Like, we had to work around it, body it up. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Hey, like it's still
never. I thought something was off.
Let's see.
Nuts. Did it hurt?
I've cracked every rib, every single rib.
That's the worst. That's the worst possible.
They're the worst because there's nothing you can do.
That's awful.
Nothing. You can't do anything. You can't rap them. You can't do anything.
You can't cough. You can't laugh.
Like, laugh. Yeah, it's a sneeze. A sneeze will damn near kill you.
Oh yeah, dude. It's you don't even breathe. You're like,
and like it would start to like loosen up by the end of the day, and then you'd go to sleep and you'd wake up and it'd be so tight again. You'd be like, no, I can't start here.
I broke a rib skiing or snowboarding actually, and then a couple months later, I broke it again playing golf. Swinging.
Just from
crack.
I tore my cornea, and then like it 3 days had gone by, and I fell asleep like in a very well air conditioned room. And when I woke up and opened my eye, it re-tore back open.
I
just started screaming like, "What?" And I was like, "My eye again!"
I kicked a McDonald's trash can that I thought was plastic, and it was stone. Broke my toe, and the next day I was caddying on a golf course with a broken toe, like just shuffling like this. And the guy turns around, the fifth hole, he turns around, he goes, "What the hell is wrong with you?" I'm like, "Dude, I broke my toe." And he goes, "Why the hell are you here?" And I'm like, "I don't know."
Need the money to pay for the broken toe.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't pay to get my toe casted up. Broke my wrist roller skating. Broke my hand fighting. That was dumb. Boxer injury. Stupid swing like that instead of swinging straight. God, what else?
Most of these are all like they don't put cast on. You just like tape it together to the other one.
They're the worst.
Toes.
They put like
nothing they can do.
Little cast on it. They were like, just don't do anything with it. I'm like, I type for a living.
Like, don't punch anything.
What do you want me to do? Like, just go like this. So
that's brutal.
Yeah, just most of my breaks were my own stupidity. So what are you gonna do?
Damn, Rizz, you got a lot of breaks, babe.
Yeah,
them's be the breaks, Rizz.
These are the breaks.
Pick it up, it up, break down. What's the last movie that made you cry?
Oh, A Star Is Born. Oh my God. Oh, I can't.
Oh, dude, when he tells the brother that he was his hero driving back before he kills himself, gets me every time.
I got chills right now. There's like 8 scenes where I just bawl my eyes out.
Oh,
I'm not ashamed to say it. I'm a man. I
Have
cry.
you seen the first remake with Barbara Streisand?
No, I want to see it. I have not seen it.
And then apparently there's the original with
Yeah, like way back.
Grace
Judy
Kelly?
Garland, I think.
Oh.
Yeah, it might have been Judy Garland. Yeah,
I've seen none of them, but
you gotta
I
watch.
should see that. I will watch that.
I'll tell
it is
you,
worth your time,
God does
trust
a great job.
Oh,
Yeah.
Lady
I'm surprised
Gaga.
it didn't win more Oscars. That really should have won like everything. That was a
Great movie. Yeah. Shout out. Oh, that song was a massive hit.
Oh yeah.
Shallow.
I can't even hear it without.
And turns out Bradley Cooper's got a good voice.
He does.
I mean, turns out he's a star. Shout out Jenkintown.
I saw Bradley Cooper talk about famous people, in a Philabagel in Jenkintown. I guess he lived or lives near Jenkintown, Rydal, and he's got his hat down like this. Like anybody's not going to recognize the guy. And the girls behind the counter are literally screaming, like, like trying to hold it in. They can't hold it in. I'm just like, Bradley, you got to get out of here, man.
Hey, buddy.
They're going to kill you.
That guy's way too handsome to be walking around Jenkintown. Do you, Anthony, do you have any questions for me?
I didn't prepare any questions. Let me think.
You don't have to.
What's your favorite car and why?
My favorite what?
Your favorite car and why?
Good question.
I like it right off the top of my head. I like the Infiniti G35, like 2004. So those were cool when I was a kid, and I just liked them.
Nice. You still see them on the road now with 27-inch rims on them, and
there was a ridiculous like V16 Jaguar when I was a kid too, like a 19 or 80, I don't know. Just a ridiculously long hooded Jaguar would be cool.
That is cool. They had a Cadillac. It was literally called the Cadillac 16. It was a concept car. I think it was in the movie Click. If you ever see that movie, Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
V16 thing was sick. Like the engine opened up like this. It was like crazy. But it was a concept car, so they never released it. But
the hood's like 7 feet long.
That might be my favorite car. That car was just absolutely sick.
You know what I love? A good Jeep Grand Cherokee. I've talked about it before. I just love a good Jeep Grand Cherokee.
You can't go wrong with a Jeep Grand Cherokee. You can't.
Great car.
I've been seeing that Wagoneer, the new one. I don't like it.
No,
it's weird, and I don't like it.
No, it's $100,000 piece of crap. Don't get it.
I like the if I could get a car like any car now, like the McLaren supercar, like the P1.
Jeez.
That thing is pretty and very fast.
There's a McLaren dealership kind of near me. And I drive by it once in a while, and I'm just like looking at it going, there's $100 million in cars in there.
Oh, my word. Could you imagine?
Right? Just give me one. Just give me one McLaren.
Even the maintenance, though, the brakes on it.
Yeah.
Probably $50,000.
They're all ceramic brakes. Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, dude, that car is like, I mean, the car is like almost half the cost of your house. You know what I mean? Like, it's wild.
It's more than, I mean, it's at least double the cost of my house. My house is small.
They can go 200 miles an hour, and my house is stationary.
There's a funny story about it. My buddy was a cop years and years ago, and he pulled this guy over. This guy, he knew where he lived. He lived in like a crack house, but he had this beautiful car. And he goes, forget his name. He's just call him Jim. Jim, what are you doing? Driving this beautiful car and living in that, crack house that you're basically living in. He answered, let me see if I want to make sure I can get this right. He goes, you can fuck in your car, but you cannot drive your house.
Kind of love this guy.
He's let him go. He's like, you know what? Just get out of here.
Hey, he's not wrong though.
It stinks in here. Get out of here. Roll the window up.
Smells like goat cheese and ass sweat. Let's get out of here. Nice. All right, so let's keep it on moving. Keep it on moving down the road. That was JDub's questions. Thank you for that, JDub. But we're here to talk about the man, the myth, the legend that is the one and only Anthony Rizzo, aka Rizz. Rizz, So Rizz, let's ask. The name Rizzo, has it always just been Rizz? Everyone called you Rizz?
Since I was a little kid. Even my
So,
dad, when they Rizzo. Um, you know, nobody calls me Tony at all, ever.
mm-mm, mm-mm,
That was my dad's nickname. Interestingly, he never called himself Tony. He always called himself Anthony. But I
mm.
was Rizzo, Rizz, R Dog, Big Balls,
Big Balls McGee. I remember that one. That was a pretty big one.
Porta Plata.
Porta Plata. That was a huge
Yeah,
one.
mostly it's just Rizz.
You know, Rizz was guilty at times. I will say this: of he wouldn't do the prolonged E. The key to a good Eagles chant, right, is the
Oh, the long
prolonged
E.
E.
The E.
You can't, but you can't do like because by the time you get to G, everyone's like, Are we doing this? What's going on?" But if you did a big hearty, everybody's in right away. You know what I'm saying?
I
That's how
remember
it
we
goes.
were at a game one time. It was pouring rain, and we're playing the worst team in the league. It was the Miami Dolphins. They were 0-10,
Yeah.
and we had Coy Detmer in, and we're losing. And so we went into a bathroom, and it was silent. The bathroom was packed bathroom, nobody saying a word, and some dude just went E. Got no response. No response
Just dead
whatsoever.
silence, huh?
It was
Yeah.
just total silence.
It's kind of great though. That's how you know like the fans are real because they're
Oh,
like, we're
Eagles
not,
fans
dude,
are the
we're not
greatest.
dealing with it. We're getting our asses kicked by the
I've been to
Dolphins.
so many other stadiums, and there's nothing like an Eagles fan. Nothing in the
Oh,
world.
dude, the Eagles plus dude, the atmosphere, it was great. But we'll talk about that more later. I want to talk about you, Riz. So first
Oh,
things
yeah.
first, where were you born and where did you grow up?
Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Roxborough Memorial Hospital.
There you go.
I
And
grew
where'd
up
you
in
grow up?
the first 2 years of my life I lived in Roxborough, but I don't remember those years.
Yeah.
Everything that I remember was East Falls. I grew up in East Falls,
Okay.
which was an interesting neighborhood. A lot of
Well, you're
fighting.
Italian in an Irish neighborhood, right?
Um, Kind of, yeah, yeah. It was. There were some Italians there too.
Okay.
Some Italians, mostly Irish. A lot of fighting. A lot of they had. There was a gang. I remember they used to have this gang called the East Falls Posse, and I used to think it was a funny name, but they were dangerous, man. Like
Really?
you just did not mess with them. Yeah, it was just they were just bad dudes. Like they were even when we were younger, they were bad dudes. But yeah,
And just
I grew up in East Falls. I went to now it's gone. I went to St. Bridget for a couple years,
did you
and
know anybody in the East Falls posse?
oh yeah, I mean I now I don't know if it's all broken up now, but I heard
Hmm.
some of the people went to jail. Um,
Ooh.
some of them are just who knows where they are, but it was
Some of them ended up in the Schuylkill.
yeah, some of them probably
Yeah, yeah,
did.
yeah, yeah.
They were badasses. You just did not fuck with them. That was it. You just didn't fuck with them at all. Just left them
The
alone.
East Falls posse.
East
Nice.
Falls Posse.
So, what kind of sports or activities were you getting into as a youngster in the East Falls posse area?
So I sucked at every sport, but I still played. I got an A for effort. So
You
um
played your heart out,
I
babe.
played my
You're a
heart out.
gamer. You
I
played your
played
heart out.
I played organized basketball for 1 year. I don't think I scored a single point. It was
Who would?
embarrassing.
Right.
But I played. I played baseball, and I hit a couple home runs that were like moonshots because I was this big fat kid, and I'm playing against
Big Tony.
100. I was like a 160-pound fifth grader, and I'm playing against like 80-pound, 90-pound fifth graders who were trying to throw fastballs, and they're throwing meatballs at me. And one guy threw one, and I mean it was right down the center of the plate, and I hit it, and we had one of those ghetto parks that didn't have a fence. Like
Yeah.
it would just roll to the other
Yeah.
side of the world. And
Yeah.
I felt bad for this kid. He had to run like 575 feet to get this ball. I ran the whole bases. I came around. Everybody congratulated me. I'm waiting. He's still running. I'm like, well, that's probably the only time I'm
Jeez.
ever going to hit a ball like that. And the next at bat, everybody backs up like all the way to the back. And I freaking strike out on 3 pitches.
uh, dude, you must have knocked the piss out of that ball, huh?
I hit the living crap out of this ball. I kid you not. It might have left the vet. It might have left Citizens Bank Park. That's how hard I hit it.
And
It was,
how old
and
were you?
I was 11 maybe when I did that, 12. But I was a
Dead
huge
center.
kid. I was like 160, 170-pound kid. I hit
Oh,
puberty at
wow.
like 9. So here I am. I'm this huge like man, and I'm playing with these little boys. They wouldn't let me play Pop Warner football. Forget about it. If you put me on the right defensive end, you could put 3, 4 guys on me. I would just shove them out of the way and then kill the quarterback. It was impossible. So they wouldn't let me
Yeah.
play Pop Warner football. I would have loved that. I sucked at baseball. So
Yeah.
I started playing golf around when I was 10. And
Yeah.
I
Oh,
sucked at that too, but I got good enough that I at least appear to be good. So I've been
okay.
doing that now for what? Christ, I'm almost 46. 36 years.
36 years. Wow.
36 freaking years of playing golf. And I
Is
still can't
golf
bring.
your favorite sport?
Oh yeah. It's my hobby.
Obsessed?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not as obsessed as I used to be, but I still love it. It's
Dude,
great.
there's some people that like golf obsessed. Tom
Oh
used
yeah.
to be that way.
Oh yeah.
Tom used to be golf obsessed,
I have a friend
you
who's
know?
76, I think he is now. Not kidding. He walks 200 rounds a year and breaks 80.
Jesus.
And breaks 80. And he's 76. He shoots his age. It's
God
crazy.
bless him.
It's crazy. I think he's dating a really young girl too. But he's got coin. He
Yeah.
got
Good
massive coin.
job. All
There's no
right.
way
I'm
I'll live long
liking
enough.
this guy.
Yeah.
There's no way
No.
I'll live long enough to shoot my age.
No.
Unless
God.
I'm gonna get to like 115, I ain't got a shot.
Nope. You're done. You're done. You're done. Nice. Okay. So you're growing up in East Falls. You're big Tony at this time. You're hitting dingers. You're finding out your love of golf, right? How old were you when you had your first job, and what was your first job?
Paper route. I was 9. That was a fun
Okay.
job. I mean, I was, not really that good at it. I couldn't throw. So the papers never really made it to the steps. One time I
Yeah.
threw it through a guy's screen door, right through the screen. Boom, right through it.
What did he say?
He was not happy at all.
Hey, buddy.
Like the other door was open, so it went through the screen door into the living room, like bam.
Special delivery.
Dude, you must have
The
been
funny
throwing
thing
it
about
with a
that
little
was that
gas.
one I actually threw a spiral. Like it spiraled right into the window. Boom. I still
Damn.
remember it. But yeah, it
You
was
must have been throwing a little gas, though, if you're making it through a screen door.
well, at that point I was just throwing as hard as I could because I could barely reach the steps. But I guess that one got away from me. What are you gonna do?
Got a hold
And
of
this
it.
was on this was in East Falls.
In East Falls, I used to ride around with my paper bag, my big bag of papers on my scooter, and I would scooter around, and deliver the papers. The
On a
review
Razor scooter.
on a razor. Well, that back then they didn't have razor scooters. It was like
Oh,
super
okay.
scooters and cruise something. I forget what they were
The
called.
big handbrake up top.
Handbrake up top. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a miracle we didn't all break our necks.
To say
It's
East
crazy.
Falls is basically vertical.
Yeah, it's all hill.
Yeah, and where we lived, it was like right on that hill, right on Raven Hill, right below Raven Hill, where it was just a hill. So like you're riding down that scooter, you're just flying down the street. And if the car comes, you're dead. I mean,
It's like 15
Yeah,
newspapers
yeah.
per minute. Downhill.
yeah, I did
full
that. I
speed.
did that for 5 years, and then my mom, her sister was a member at Liner Country Club. So she called Liner Country Club to try to get me a job there, and they said we don't have any jobs for your son. Then she called White Marsh, and the guy there's name is Mike Smith. He was the caddy master, and he goes, bring him over." And so yeah, I started caddying at 14, and that probably changed the course of my life dramatically. Because
How so?
now I'm a member. Well, now I'm a member there. So I caddied there for 16 years. Starting at 14 all the way to 30. Doing it part-time after I got, out of college. And then 2 years after that, I joined, in 2010. And I've been,
Damn.
so
You've
I
been a
know,
member for that long?
yeah, if you can believe it, it's hard to believe. It's my
Wow, good for
16th
you.
season. Yeah.
Wow. Damn.
So that was good and bad because
Dude, I remember when you told us you were starting to do. I remember you saying that. You're like, yeah, I'm gonna get a membership to my country club and stuff like that. I was like, damn, good for you.
your brother played there with me.
Yeah.
And he had one of the greatest things I've ever seen.
He's
the second
also
hole.
a bag of shit, right?
He actually hit it pretty good. Yeah,
I
that was
mean, but in
rough.
real life though, he's a bag of shit, right? Like,
Bag of
let's be
shit,
honest.
Tommy. Nah, he's a good dude.
Wow, Riz, you really poured a platted that one. All right.
Anyway, he hits it in a tree, and it stays in the tree, and he climbed up like 25 feet to get the ball. I couldn't believe it. Like it wasn't one of these like easy trees.
The play where it lies.
It was like, yeah, well, yeah. I mean, he probably
Whacks it
could have.
out of the tree.
That he
I had to
probably
hit it
could
off
have.
Frankenstein's fat foot. Now he's got to play in it. Yeah.
He's climbing up this tree with like his legs and like like a monkey. And he's just, boom, he just grabs
Yeah.
the ball. Like, are you crazy?
He climbed tree like squirrel.
Squirrel.
Yeah. So you're finding your love of golf, and so you started caddying at this place,
Yep.
and you were there for a while. Did you have any other jobs while you were caddying?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh God. Waiting tables at Houlihan's. Oh man. Probably the craziest fucking job I ever had in my fucking life. We were we were nuts. I could
Where
sit
was
here.
Houlihan's?
Was that?
Where
Where's
was
Houlihan's?
Houlihan's?
City Line Avenue. It's not there anymore. It's gone. City Line Avenue and like Presidential Boulevard, right when you get off the expressway.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
so it
know
was
where
right
you're
there.
at.
This
Oh, dude,
place was
that's
hot in
awful.
the '90s. Was hopping.
Is that across the
Yeah.
street from TGI Fridays?
Yeah, I was
It's
just
across
about to
the street from
say.
TGI Fridays. Yes.
Yeah, the TGI
Yes.
Fridays that AI used to go to all the time.
We used to hang out with him. He used to call me Mr. Trivia because we used to play trivia over there, and I would always get the answers right. He's like, "Here goes Mr. Trivia again." And he was actually cool. His posse was another thing, but he was actually a cool guy. I liked hanging out with him. So yeah, we used to have free ball on Fridays at Houlihan's. So everybody would take their underwear off and stick their underwear in their apron. So imagine like a girl walks up to girl waitress walks up to your table and has a thong sticking out of her apron. It's Friday.
Oh
It's
my
Friday business
God.
lunch day. It's like 12 o'clock in the afternoon. that, that was one of many things that we did. We had another thing.
Was there some waitresses that you're like, you can keep your panties on?
Oh yeah, there was some of them. There were some of them, and then there was there were some smoke shows as well.
Of course.
Everybody was
That's
fucking
Houlihan's, babe.
everybody, and it was crazy.
How much drugs are we talking at Houlihan's? Drug City?
A lot.
Because I worked at a bar on the main line too. I worked
lot.
at a couple of them on the main line.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of drugas because it's
lot-
all like
a
young
lot.
college kids, scumbags that work in the kitchen, and I worked at the bar and in the kitchen, bro, and it was drugas.
It was
everywhere.
There was Coke. I mean, everywhere. It was everywhere.
It was.
You probably missed the
that
opiate
stays up all night.
Was that?
It's almost as if a business that stays up all night causes like trouble and ruckus after hours.
It was crazy.
Imagine that.
It was everybody had red noses. It was nuts. Like it was crazy. we go in there and we work all night. Then we'd sit at the bar, get shit faced till like 3 a.m. Then we go to T. Hogan's. You remember T. Hogan's?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So we used to go to T. Hogan's. We closed that bar down at like 5. Then
I
we
had
go
a
to the
buddy
frat
who
house.
lived in the apartments across the street from Hogan.
Oh, dude, that place. You know what? That place had
We
good
went
food.
to St. Joe's. Yeah.
Yeah, good food. Yeah, so we close that place down. We go to the frat house. We go there till 8 o'clock in the morning. I'd come home at 9 o'clock. My dad be sitting at the table eating breakfast, going, "What the hell?" And I'm like, "Sorry, Dad. I'm a young kid. I'm having fun."
Yeah.
That place was nuts. That was insane. That place.
Hogan's or Houlihan's?
Houlihan's.
Both.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
We got in trouble because we trapped this guy in the service bar, and you know those coasters that they have that they put on the table to put your drink down. We had like packs of them like this, those square ones that hurt, and it was like Ninja Gaiden. Like he comes in, one guy comes in the one door, one guy comes in the other door. I'm behind the bar. We all get up and just start chucking them like they're ninja stars. We must have hit this guy with 500 coasters. This poor Vietnamese woman, she's in there. She's going, "Oh my God, oh my God!"
Wait, this was during work?
This is the middle of the day, in the middle of a packed lunch. Like we're doing this, so we got in serious trouble, but nobody got fired. But we had to pay.
That's kind of great, though.
It was worth it, man. It was worth paying for the coasters.
If I was a patron, as long as my food came out on time and not messed up, I'm like, go ahead, hit him with some coasters.
I could sit here all night and talk about Houlihan's. It was fucking great.
We're at a bar and this bald guy falls asleep, like hands folded, head down on the bar.
Yeah.
And me and my buddy are taking the straw, chewing up the paper, and spitting them and sticking them to his head. He's got like 10 or 12 of them now stuck to his head.
Jesus Christ.
And the bartender comes over and goes, "Hey, can you stop doing that?" And we go, "Can you not let him sleep at the bar?" I don't think that's we're not wrong here.
No, like that guy should be out. To carry him out.
I don't think you're allowed to nap here.
What happened when he woke up? Do you remember?
No.
He's just like, oh, something's on my head.
He was hammered. He woke up drunk in a bar.
That's impressive to fall asleep in a bar. I've fallen asleep in a lot of places. I fell asleep at halftime at an Eagles game.
Yeah.
And I still didn't fall asleep at a freaking bar.
Maddog 2020. You remember that day?
Oh, I do remember that. Oh, hell yeah. Not one, but two bottles of Maddog 2020. I was so delirious. I went home. I had a snake.
We were whacked.
I had a snake in a big like fish tank. And I stuck my hand. For some reason, I put my hand through the snake tank. And I broke it. It was shattered glass all over the place. And I got this big cut hand. And the snake comes out like this. And he's like looking at me like, what the hell did you just do?
What kind of snake was it?
It was a ball python. It was, your common denominator snake, not a bad snake. Although,
just python, no big deal. Yeah. No, whatever.
Well, I mean, it wasn't a Burmese python or like a boa constrictor. Those
anaconda
bite your face off, But this thing was just a little guy. He wasn't too bad. But he was still like 5 feet, 6 feet long, something like that.
Dude, this used to be the move. So at the link, like security ramped up, over the years we were there. But my move at first, you could do this, right? You would go to security. I could do 3 beers across my waist. I do a beer in each sock, right? And then I would do 3 beers on the back. But then one time I had taken 2 bottles of Maddog instead of the beers and put 2 bottles of Maddog across my waist. Right. This was before they would wand you. They would just do like a fake feel.
Yeah.
Right. They would just be like, all right, you're good. And I'm like, yep, I'm good. And we walked in. As soon as I would go in, I would go buy a soda at whatever thing. Right.
Pour out the soda. And then
I'd go into the bathroom. I would keep the ice in there and I would dump out like the soda part and keep the ice. And then I would just fill it with the Maddog. Bro, we were annihilated.
Dude, that stuff, you drink 2 bottles of that stuff and you actually go blind. I'm not kidding.
Oh, yeah, your gut is
You're
like
blind. You're freaking blind. You can't see.
Yeah.
Like, it's supposed to be just kosher wine. There's got to be something else in it.
I had no idea it was a Jewish
Matt, do you remember
wine.
when your brother put the beer in your hoodie?
No, Johnny did that.
Oh, Johnny did that?
Yeah, so this is when they had ramped up security and we're going into the game and like we would park in like the Citizens Bank lot and then walk over so that when we left we weren't stuck in a ton of traffic, we could just like zip out, right? So on the walk down we would always take road sodas. So like we would finish our tailgate, grab a couple beers for the walk down, 2 or 3 beers for the walk. And we're chugging. And, Johnny had 1 beer that he didn't finish. Because if you don't finish them, you can't bring him in. Yeah. You know what I mean? So he had 1 beer he didn't finish. And we're standing in line to check in. And, like, right before, like, the check-in line, there's these trash cans that are just, like, overfilled with empty beer cans. You know what I mean? Like, everyone's doing this.
They're enormous. They're enormous.
There's 3,000 beer cans in this thing, right? Everyone knows the deal. So it was a cold day. And I remember I had a starter pullover Eagles jacket that I got a lot of respect for. That jacket. It was a gray, white, and green one. Kelly green, gray, and white. Eagles starter pullover. Got a ton of respect for that. And then Johnny, out of nowhere, just went, "Here you go, Matt," and put a beer in my hood, right? And so I'm going in, and I remember the security guy's like, "Come on, dude. Really?" And I was like, "Yeah, man, I thought I'd try it." And he's like, "Dude, I have to write you up now. My supervisor's here." And I'm like, fuck. So like what they do is they take your ticket number, right? And they like mark it down in like whatever ledger they have. And if you get so many markups on your ticket, then they take your ticket from you.
Wow.
And I remember Johnny being like, dude, I can't get these tickets. I was like, motherfucker, you put it
You're
in
the
my
one that did
hood.
it. You put
I
the
don't know you
freaking
want me
beer
to
in
go,
it.
babe. You know, so
It was funny.
dude.
I was about 30 feet behind you, and I just saw your body language go like, oh, like that.
Yeah, I remember the one time we freaked out. I got like they're doing wanded, and I got wanded, and she's like, "There's something in your back pocket. You need to empty it." And I pulled it out, and it was an empty condom wrapper. And Rizz lost it. He was like, "Oh my god!" And I was like, "Yeah, it's a magnum." Yeah, no, but it wasn't. But either way, so then, dude, Rizz. All right, let's talk about. So, like I said at the opening show, Rizz and I had season tickets to the Philadelphia Eagles at Lincoln Financial Field for 12 years together. Rizz, do you have a memory that sticks out
Oh yeah.
about our tickets? Go ahead. All right, so I just remember this one time. Okay, so Rizz, when we were at the seats, do you remember the girl Sam that used to sit behind us? Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Sam sat behind us, and I remember like one game she brought a bunch of her friends,
Yes. Oh, I
and
remember
she's
that.
like this Jersey. She's from Jersey, nice girl, super cool, cute little Italian girl, and like she had brought her friends, and they were all pretty good looking too. And I just remember the one girl, like she was standing behind me, and like she spilled her beer and got it on me. And I remember like me and Tom standing up being like, dude, what is your problem? Like, you're causing a mess, like doing all this stuff. And she just started screaming. She's like, I'm sorry. I'll suck your dick. I'm sorry. I'll suck
No
your dick. And
way.
I'm like, okay, you're forgiven. You know what I mean?
No
But
way.
yeah,
I did not hear that, and
yeah. I mean,
that's a great
never
story.
happened, but it
That's
was
how
like,
you
I was like, all right.
de-escalate.
I was like, dude, that's
That
problem
works in
solving 101.
that works in prison as well too.
So, okay, Riz, let's talk about it. Let's talk about our time with the birds. What was one of your favorite times with the
Um,
birds?
Not so much funny, just a great memory. 2006 season, so it was the 2007 calendar year. Wild card game, Eagles
Was
playing the
this
Giants.
okay? Is this the year that Jeff Garcia
Yes, Jeff
is?
Garcia's the
Okay,
quarterback.
yep, great year. This is the year that we went and lost in New Orleans,
That's
right?
correct. We
When
lost.
Sheldon Brown laid out
Hit
Reggie
Reggie Brown,
Bush.
hit Reggie
Reggie Bush.
Reggie Bush.
Yeah,
Yeah, put the hell
Sheldon
out of
Brown laid out Reggie Bush, greatest tackle ever.
it. It was that was the year, and it was the game before that. And
Okay,
we're playing the Giants, and we're just beating the shit out of the Giants, and place
yeah,
is rocking,
yeah,
absolutely rocking. So it's
yeah,
halftime, and we go out to the ramp and to smoke. Everybody's
yeah,
smoking,
yeah,
and this guy comes over. There had to be 1,000 people on the ramp. This guy comes over. One guy, one of the workers comes over in his yellow shirt or whatever it was, and he
yeah.
says, "You can't smoke here." And he's like standing there like being kind of antagonistic. And I don't know who started it, but somebody just started singing "God Bless America," and it was like "God Bless America." And then as soon as I heard that, everybody on the
Oh,
ramp starts singing "God Bless America,"
dude,
and
there's probably
this, and we're just
2,000
singing
people
it,
on the ramp at the
we're,
time.
and we're just singing it. It's me, Johnny, Mike, Sharon, God rest her soul.
R.I.P.
Um, and literally the whole ramp starts singing it, and this guy does not know what to do. He goes, he sleeps. He's like, I'm out of here. That was my most fondest memory.
Dude, the event staff, man. Oh my God. Event staff and security. Dude, we would get so in. Remember Johnny, who used to be the security guy?
Yeah,
He was the
he
best,
was the
dude.
best. He was the
He
best.
was the absolute best. He would control the stairs. He made sure everything was cooking. Like he did an incredible job. Yeah, he was awesome. And then, but like we would be friends with these guys too. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like we would, get to know them
it was a
and
sad
like,
day when he quit. It was a sad
yeah,
day.
yeah,
Like
I
it
missed him.
was like losing. It was like losing the season ticket holder. It really was. He was
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, we would, dude. We would bring chalk and stuff and like write in chalk on the thing, like keep it moving, like where the sections were. Like we just like, dude.
Sometimes
What
I would
was
get
one?
pissed off and drunk, and I would go play. Traffic cop myself.
Yeah,
One time, a
yeah.
guy almost shoved me off the. We had that glass in front of us. He almost
Mm-hmm.
shoved me over the glass. He's like,
No,
"Get out of the
dude.
way."
We had
I
where our
held my tongue.
seats were, JDub, is we were the very beginning of the second level. And the way it works is like when you go up to your seats, you walk up these stairs and you turn, there's like a little landing there, and then you go up the aisle to like your seats, right?
Yeah.
we were right next to the stairs, and there was 2 rows with 3 seats in each row, and those were our seats. Those were our 6 seats, right? So like there's a row in front of us that only had 2 seats in it, right? So like when people come up, they would stand on the landing and they'd be like taking pictures and selfies like in the middle of a game.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
everyone is like, get the
fuck
fuck
out of the
Yeah.
fucking way. Yeah. it
Oh,
was
people
screaming.
are losing their minds, throwing stuff, yelling like that. Dude, more fights were started because of that. Because people be like, fuck you. Be like, dude, get the fuck out of the
Move.
way. We can't see.
It was
Right? Like,
the Phillies
if it
games, like
was-
they won't let you walk down unless you're like in between innings.
right.
Like they'll keep
Smart.
you there. Yeah. Same thing with, I guess, football. They don't separate it like that, but that guy's basically move it.
Yeah. We
I got
used to
another
have a
Eagle-
I
guy
know
got
the
like
another
that.
exact
story.
landing you're talking about.
I got another Eagle story, not necessarily in the stadium, but it happened during an Eagles Sunday.
Okay.
So it's me and Johnny. We went to the game. We come back, and I'm standing on his steps on Acorn Street, and this girl walks by, good looking girl. And I said, she was wearing Dawkins jersey like me. So I said, hey, Dawkins, what's going on? And she comes up, we start talking, and Johnny comes out. I'm like, Johnny, you want to go to Sapphire? Like, we used to always go to Sapphire, that bar.
Yeah.
That I
Yeah.
don't know what it's called now, but it used to be called Sapphire.
It was on
So
Main
we-
Street in Manio.
So we go, and I drive, and we drive down. It's me, her, and Johnny. We drive down to Sapphire. Find out she's a nurse. She just got off of like a 75-hour shift or something like that. She's like, I'm tired. I'm this, that, and the other thing. So we're drinking a beer. We're probably on our second beer. She's like, I really got to go back. Can we go back? So Johnny's like, go ahead, take her back, and then come back when you're ready. So, it's about what, a 2-mile drive from Sapphire to Johnny's house. About
Okay.
a mile in, we're talking. Me and this girl. She's in the passenger seat now. She grabs my dick. Just grabs it, and I'm like, okay.
With 2 hands, obviously.
Well, yeah, of course. I mean,
Obviously,
how
you need
else
2
would you get-
hands for the monster. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, and her arms. She had to grab it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, holy shit. Okay, so I'm like, what's going? And I knew she had a boyfriend, a live-in boyfriend. So I'm like, what's going on here? But my dick was talking and thinking.
Right. You're not listening to anything else but your dick at this moment.
Yeah. So we get to her house, and we get into her house, and I want to like, for some reason I wanted to understand the situation. Like, why am I here if you're living with your boyfriend? So dumb me, she gives me a beer. I crack it. I remember the Cowboys were playing. They were playing the 4 o'clock game. I took a sip. I got about 3 words out, but she just jumps on me. And we start making out like in her house. We're
Yeah.
in her house where her boyfriend lives with her. Right. So we're taking off clothes. About in the middle of taking off clothes, he calls. He calls and he starts screaming at her. Like I can hear it. She's screaming at him. She's got big titties. So I'm watching her titties move, and she's screaming at him. I'm like, Jesus Christ. So she gets off the phone with him. She hangs up. She goes, let's go to the bedroom. We go right up to the bedroom. Now I'm in this guy's bed. Imagine this. And this guy's a Philadelphia police officer.
Oh,
So now I'm thinking to myself, what bad shit is going to happen here? So
you're
now
gonna get shot.
now we're butt ass naked, right? And the motherfucker comes home. And I'm like, oh my fucking God. And I'm thinking to myself, this guy's going to pull his gun out and shoot me.
Yeah.
So I had to climb out of a 2nd-story window in the back of
Naked?
the house. The house backed up to the driveway. I don't know if you remember Johnny's house. It backs up to the driveway.
Yeah. So
And
she
she
lived down the street from Johnny?
Yeah, she lived up the street from Johnny, up the hill.
Okay.
Like about 10 houses.
More towards Ridge.
More towards Rich, yeah. So
Okay.
I had to find my way out of the 2nd-story window. And I'm the most clumsy motherfucker there is. So I got my Dawkins jersey half on. It's freezing cold out. I got like one pant leg out. No, my underwear is like I left it in her house. And God only knows what's
It's
there.
still there to this
And I
day.
can hear him like stomping up the stairs. And as I'm going out the window, and I'm like, I'm gonna fucking fall and die, or this guy's
Yeah.
gonna shoot me. Like there's no good ending to this story. But
Yeah.
I got out somehow. I somehow got out, and she ended up marrying the guy. And they had a dog together, and they just moved away. I'm like, really?
Dude, them big old moon balloons. She was
dude,
willing to forgive.
it was
Dude, it's wild that like, I mean, you know what it probably was? A neighbor probably saw you go in with her,
probably.
called him, and was like, "She brought a guy home again, Jerry. You
Probably.
gotta get home and shoot him. Shoot him.
Dude,
Shoot
dude,
him."
I was thinking when I heard that door open, my heart just went into my throat. I'm like, I am going to die today. I'm going to
Uh,
get shot.
I
But
mean, what if he came? What if he came up in the bedroom? He's like, "All right, looks like we're playing man on man today, buddy. Let's go." You know,
Three's company too.
doubles coverage. Let's do it, huh? Yeah. Dude, that's wild. You know
yeah,
what? You know what I was thinking? One of the best games I went to, probably one of the best moments. I mean, obviously the NFC Championship was
championship hat in
awesome.
basketball. Yeah.
That was great. That was a great one for sure. Even like the divisional game when we beat the Falcons, because that dude, that month might be the best month of my life. So first week of that, it was January. First week of January, win the divisional game, beat the Falcons. Right? Incredible, incredible. Right after we beat the Falcons, cold game, tough game, good game. We beat the Falcons. Right after that, we go to a Killers concert right next
Oh,
door.
nice.
Right
Nice.
from the divisional round, beating the Falcons. Like, dude, Julio Jones, ball goes through his arms, last play, like incredible defensive stand, awesome game. So right after that, we go to the Killers concert. Great concert, had the time of the night, awesome. Right, the next week, NFC Championship game, we go down, beat the piss out of the Vikings. Dude, had the best time. We're singing the fight song 100 times. Tom's on my shoulders. We got the crowd going. It was great, right? The next week was the Royal Rumble,
Oh my
which was
God.
in
The Royal Rumble.
Philadelphia. It was also my birthday. We went to the Royal Rumble.
Dude, the Royal Rumble.
Right? And then after that, they won the Super Bowl, which was, dude, it might be the best month anyone's ever had ever. It was incredible.
That's pretty good.
Those were good, but dude, another moment that was great was the Silver Linings Playbook game. Do you remember that game?
The 44-6 game.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
God. So I can tell. I'll tell that story. I can from my perspective.
Go ahead. Yeah.
So we're going down. We're going down in Tommy's truck, your brother's truck, and Johnny and I had just gone to the Washington game in Washington, where Reggie fucking Brown forgot where the goddamn goal line was. He catches it one. And we lose the game to the Redskins. So we had to drive all the way home. We got lost. It was terrible. So we're going to that game thinking we're going to play spoiler, So, we're not going to make the playoffs. It's over. And we're all pissed off, but we're going to go to the game. It's Cowboys. You got to go to Cowboys game. Yeah. So we get down there, and this is before iPhones and all that stuff. I had a Nextel. That was the best thing you get for scores was
best you can get, babe.
That's
good
it.
Old Nextel.
So the Bucks are 15-point favorites at home over Oakland. All they have to do is win, and they're in. And it's over for the Eagles. That's it. And they're winning. They're up by 10. Maybe it's the third quarter. Then shit starts happening. You start hearing the whole kind of parking lot buzz. Yep. So I looked at my Nextel. I'm like, dude, they're only winning by 3 now. And then the buzz is getting louder. And it's probably 2 minutes later. I look at my Nextel. I'm like, fucking Oakland's winning. Yeah. They win the game. They fired Gruden immediately after that loss. So now all we have to do is Houston, who was 2.5-point favorite, had to beat, I forget who they had to beat, the Bears, I think it was. Yeah. So I have the Nextel, and I see that Houston beat the Bears. So now I personally know now it's winning in for the Eagles.
Winning, you're in.
This is a playoff game. This is now a play. Yeah. It went from being a spoiler game to a playoff game. Now the stadium's getting louder and louder because you can tell people are. Do you
remember how it traveled? Because they had the games on the jumbotron in the stadium, so you could see it from the parking lot. Like they had because it was a night game. We were the night game. The Eagles Cowboys was a night game, and they had the 4:00 games playing, and you could see it in the stadium. And when you saw that Oakland won, you heard it in the parking lot. And it traveled through the parking lot.
You actually heard a roar. Like you roared in the parking lot.
It was awesome.
But my favorite part of the whole thing was when you went into the stadium. This is before they had the cool scoreboards and all the lights and stuff. They had those like dot matrix scoreboard. There was one in the corner, and they kept flashing every score except Houston. They wouldn't flash Houston. So they start flashing everything else. It's getting louder and louder and louder and louder. And you just wait, you're just waiting for it. It's not coming. It's not coming.
Yeah.
And then they pause it. They pause it on some game for like a minute. And everybody's going, no, did it break? And then they finally flash that Houston score. And the fucking stadium goes absolutely bonkers.
Nuts.
Bonkers. Like
Nuts.
it's like beyond anything you've ever heard. And then we start the game, and the place is just going nuts because we know it's winning in. And they destroyed them. They destroyed them. It was like a party. It was literally like a party.
Yep. T.O. was there.
Remember all the kickoff fumbles?
Oh, dude.
Fumbles?
Remember Dawkins like on his knees? So, dude, I remember the first drive. The Cowboys they drove down and hit a field goal.
Yeah, field goal.
And I remember,
yeah.
And I remember being like, okay, bend, don't break. We help, like that's their best. That's the first drive. That's their best shit.
Yeah.
They're going to throw at us, right? Bend, don't break, right? And I just remember like where it was me and Alan were sitting together that game, and it was me, Al, and then this guy's name ended up being Neff, and he had a buddy who was a Cowboys fan, but he came like a pussy. He just wore an off-color hoodie. You know what I mean? Like, you know how like they'll sneak in? Yeah. Like if you're gonna come in and wear your shit, you're gonna get it. But at least you're wearing your shit. Yeah, at least you got some balls. You're coming in just wearing an off-color hoodie, you're just a pussy. You know? Like you ain't really willing to stand up for your team and take the heat. Right? Like, and this dude, I remember they hit the field goal and he stood up and started clapping. I stood up. We were in like a kid's section. We couldn't bring beer to our seats. So we had to chug the beers like in the hallway.
Oh my God.
We couldn't bring beer to the seats. And I remember I stood up, and this is in like the family section. And I stood up at a point, I was like, sit the fuck down, shut the fuck up, because when we score, I'm going to sing the fight song in your fucking face, right? Like, I'm screaming at him, because we were red hot that day, babe. Like, we were looking for it, you know? So then the next drive, Eagles come out, fucking McNivy drives him down, Westbrook puts it in there, we score on him, right? Deshaun Jackson, his rookie year, he was rookie of the year that year, right? Like, dude, we came down, put one in there, and I grab him by the neck, and I'm fucking in his face like screaming at him, and this guy did nothing, right? Dude, and we murdered him. Like, dude, celebrating the whole time. We're turnover city. We're beating the piss out of them. Romo completely collapsed. Like, we just owned them, right? We were the hottest team going into the playoffs, and everyone knew it. Dude, this was after a stint. People forget, right? Like, this was the same season. We went to Cincinnati and tied. And McNivy didn't know that there was ties. McNivy didn't know there was ties, right? Then the next week, we played fucking Baltimore and got dirt stomped.
36
dirt stomped by Baltimore.
Ed Reed with the 108-yard interception touchdown. Remember that?
Then the next week we played on Thanksgiving and we were playing the Cardinals.
Beat the piss out of the Cardinals. Did you guys take my tickets? You guys want to take my tickets?
Yeah, we went. It was me, Tom, and Alan.
I was so hungover from the night before that I couldn't even get out of bed. Out of bed. I couldn't even watch the game. My TV, I was living in a studio apartment. My TV was 6 feet from my bed. I couldn't reach the TV. That's how drunk and hungover I was. I turned it on. I saw McNabb float one to Westbrook for a touchdown. It was like
Westbrook
35-0. I turned it off. I'm like, that's it.
Yeah.
And then we played the Cardinals in the NFC Championship. We're like, we're going to the Super Bowl.
Well, dude, I remember at the Thanksgiving game, it was Thanksgiving. The Cardinals needed one more win to clinch their division, and at Thanksgiving they needed one win. That's how much they owned the West, right? And they came into Philadelphia, and everyone's like, "Oh, the Cardinals are gonna freaking mess up the Birds." The Birds are saying, dude. I remember we were walking in, me, Tom, and Al. I was like, "We're fucking winning this game. Yeah. Like, this is our comeback game. Yep. This is how we started up, dude." We came back. We beat the piss out of them on I think it was like 36-3 or something.
It was right. It was 48 something.
Slaughtered them.
Something. It was some insane number.
We murdered. Westbrook went off. Huge game, right? And like, dude, that started the ball rolling. We then became the hottest team in football, right? Then we get to the 44-6 game, dude. So this is a great story, right? So This is the 44. We're back at the 44-6 game. We're beating Dallas. So this last game of the year, winner wins the division, goes to the playoffs, right? We're up 44 to something. Like, it's the fourth quarter. All the Cowboys fans have left, like the pussies they are. And I was with Alan, and Alan's like, dude, let's go down, because T.O. was on the Cowboys at the time.
Yeah.
He's like, let's go down behind the Cowboys bench and start yelling shit at T.O. I was like, let's fucking go, right? So we go down right behind the bench, and there's a crowd of probably 300 people there, right? Just like huddled, like stacked right up against the barrier, like jammed up against the barrier, right behind the Cowboys bench. And we went right up against the concrete barrier, and we're right there, right? And everyone's like screaming at T.O. like, T.O., you're a bitch. T.O., you're a pussy. Fuck you, T.O. Like, and he's just sitting there like this, like ignoring it, right? And then all of a sudden, some dude yells, T.O., you're an N-word.
Oh my
right?
God.
Like, and everyone's like, you know? And I remember, dude, this is the wild part, is like 3 rows down were like these 3 black guys there, and everyone's like, all right, well, what are you guys gonna, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, one of the black guys yells, yeah, you are an effing N-word. Right? And the whole place is like, yeah, you know? And T.O. did one of those, like, look behind him, like, you know, like mad. And I was like, bro, dude, this is wild. I mean, hatred bringing people together. I don't get, you know, but dude,
Do you
remember
the first game that T.O. was a Cowboy when he returned to the link?
Oh yeah, dude, Lito Shepherd.
The Lito Shepherd
103-yard return.
Pick six.
Dude, the pick 6 off of Bledsoe. Dude, that was, I'll tell you, that's back when things first started to go viral. Because remember what went viral off of that? It wasn't the video. It was the clip of the reaction in the stadium.
Yeah.
Because it was like, it was quiet. And then all of a sudden he caught it. And all you heard was the stadium go,
you know, I tell you what, it was probably that sound.
Lito.
Yeah, that 100 that interception. That's the sound in that stadium was probably the loudest sound I've ever heard.
That was one of the loudest. Yeah,
but I will say this: no matter how loud the link gets, dude, Citizens Bank Park is definitely it's definitely there.
Dude, remember like
your ears hurt.
Yeah, dude, like a situation like remember last year. When Stott hit that grand slam, like he comes up to the plate, everyone's singing his song like, hey, okay, then he comes up and hits a fucking salami, right? Like right away. The eruption off of that, you're right. It's
deafening in there. I have a story for you. You remember this. Yeah. JDub, you want to hear this one. So we're at an Eagles game. It just so happens that the Eagles are playing the Giants, and right after that, the Phillies are playing the Yankees in the World Series.
Yeah,
in the same sports complex.
Yeah,
right?
it was. Yeah, dude.
So
I
we go to the Giants
right?
game. And the Eagles kicked the shit out of the Giants.
You know who went off that game? Leonard Dreamweaver.
Wow,
remember him?
Dreamweaver.
Dude, worst injury I'd ever saw. Dude, this guy, Dreamweaver, had 2 games. He was the best fullback in the NFL for 2 weeks, right? Then they gave him the ball. He's running up the gut, and he took a helmet on the knee, and it bent his knee back. Do you remember that?
Yes,
Worst injury I ever saw. They didn't show the replay. That's how you know it's bad, right? He never played again. He never played again.
I forgot about Leonard. That's a good call.
Dreamweaver. Dude, he was great. But yeah, no, I remember going into that game. We were like, damn, dude, we get dirt stomped by 2 New York teams in one day. You know what I mean?
Remember, you guys
because it was the 09
out.
World Series.
Yeah, you guys are walking out, and you're like, we're gonna get tickets. Do you want to go? And I'm like, nah, I don't want to go. You're not gonna. It's gonna be too expensive. I'm tired. I want to go home. So these Tommy and Matt go. I go home. I sit down on my couch and I turn on the television. Who the fuck is on the television? On national television, waving the towel in Eagles gear. Tommy and Matt on the fucking TV. And the guy goes, all the Eagles fans have descended on Citizens Bank Park.
Yeah.
And I almost fell off my couch. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. I thought they got, because man, I'm thinking they must get like first row seats. Like, how do they get these seats? Well, they
Yeah.
came down and waved the towels, and they got back up to their seats.
Yeah,
That was
what had
crazy.
happened was so we were so jazzed from whooping the fucking dick out of the Giants earlier that as soon as we left the Eagles game, Tom was like, "Dude, we're going to the World Series tonight." I was like, "I guess we're fucking going," you know. So we're walking around looking for scalpers, right? Like, dude, we're looking for like there was a break in the fence where people had snuck in and they were hiding in these bushes.
Wow.
Like it was a little tiny thing you could barely sneak in, but these people had snuck in and they're hiding behind the bushes waiting for the game to start, right?
Wow.
And I'm like, Tom, should we just fucking try it? Like, what's the like what you know?
You want to
We're
go
not
with the
gonna
bush
like we're
people? Yeah.
yeah. So we didn't do it when we're walking around, and we see like the regular scalpers that are like, yeah, we got tickets. I was like, you guys ain't got shit, right? Then we see this fucking nerd walk up. He's like, hey, fellas, would you like some tickets? He pulls out a manila folder, and he's like, all right, so I have tickets in this section here. I have some here. You know, we're like, all right, buddy, just give us the one,
Give us tickets.
whatever you got, best price. So we got 2 tickets. We go in as soon as they open the gates. We're the second people in. We walk in. They're still hitting BP, right? So we went over right behind the first base dugout. We're sitting there right where the first base dugout ends. We're the first seats right there. We're just sitting there. Tom's yelling at A-Rod, right? And he's like, hey, A-Rod, where's your fucking needle? You know what I mean? Like, just like doing all that shit. Jeter's there, like, Jeter, you're great. We can't say it. You're great, Jeter. You're great. I don't know what to tell you. Dude, like we're sitting there, then people start coming in. Spike Lee is sitting 2 rows behind us.
Get out of
right?
here.
Then the one bitch from National Treasure is legit like right behind us
Get out of
too.
here.
Oh yeah, dude. We're sitting
Never
there.
heard this.
And then like the one guy whose seats they were, he's like the president of Majestic that does the jerseys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They do the uniforms.
Yeah.
And he comes down. He's like, "Look, I'm with my wife and my daughter. They're not here yet. When they get here, you guys got to leave, but you can stay here till then." So we're like, "Dude, this guy's fucking great."
It's cool.
So,
It's really cool.
dude, it's so like the place is jam packed. They're giving out the rally towels, and then, like you said, Rizz, the opening shot was the rally towels. Like everyone going fucking wild
and
with the rally towels. And then
JDub,
the
it was
camera
nobody
was right in
but
front
Tommy
of
and
us.
Matt. There was nobody else in the shot. It was just
Yeah.
them. It was
Dude, I must have gotten 100 phone calls like right after
I'm telling
that.
you, I almost fell off my couch. I had to like hold the couch. I was like, what the hell? That was great.
It was great, man. No, dude, that was great. That was one of the best, dude. That was a great time. Yeah, man. You know, there's a lot of great times we had down there. Dude, there's some bad times too, man. There was so many like, dude, oh my god, the fights. Oh my fucking god, the fights. And then, dude, I remember one time, I mean, one of the snow games, so like we said, people would stand on the landing, and I remember this one guy was standing there like with his arm around his girl, and they're watching the game, and everyone's behind him like, get the fuck out of the fucking way, right? And he wouldn't move, so I just grabbed like there's like a handful of snow under my seat. I just grabbed it and I threw it at him, right? And then the guy like he's like moved, and we're like, dude, fuck you, buddy. You know what I mean? Like everyone's like in his face. And then all like 2 seconds later, I see security, and I remember I bumped Tom. I was like, "Dude, I wonder who security's coming for." And they they came right up to me, and he's like, "You need to come with me right now, right?" And it was like it was like a cop, it was a police officer because they would have police security sometimes. He brought me down, right? And it was me, Tom, and Mike. Mike's like, all right, I'm gonna go help him, So me, Tom, and Mike came down, and Mike is also like, he's ex-military and he does security and stuff like that. So he came down, and the guy's like, tell me you didn't throw snow. Tell me. I was like, dude, you saw they weren't moving. We were telling them to move. And he's like, I saw you throw snow. You threw snow. And I was like, dude, come on, man. Like, what are you doing here? And Mike's like, bro, he's never. I was like, we're usually like pretty much the peacekeepers around there. You know what I mean? Like, so like Mike kind of talked him down, but I was like, dude, get the fuck, like, come on, bro. So then like we had to come back, and we were quiet for like another minute, and then we went back at it, dude. That what was the funnest? Do you remember what Tom used to do to the away fans? And
your mother
would fucking
he would go like this.
lose their
He would go, hey,
minds.
what's going on, man? Have a good game. Fuck you.
Yeah, he'd be so our seats were right on the aisle for the stairs, so people would be coming up, and Tom would put up his hand for a high five. He'd be like, "Hey, man, you know you're gonna get there. How about a good game? You know what I mean?" And they would go to give him a high five, be like, "Fuck you," you know what I mean? And the whole place would lose it.
Remember he did that once to the Cleveland Browns fan, and the Browns fan goes, real
like
classy Eagles fan, real classy. And Tommy goes, your mother's classy.
Dude, she was like an 80-year-old lady. It was
Dude,
awful.
that's great.
Yeah. So, okay, we are coming towards the top of time. Rizz, Justin and I are usually on the same page with this, but we would love to have you back on the show if you'd be willing to come back on.
Hell yeah, absolutely. I got more stories to tell, man. Definitely.
Dude, we could have just a show just about jacking it up about the birds, babe.
Seriously. Yeah, I
we
got
got
good stories to tell.
We got vet stories. I got some Spectrum stories.
Oh, hell yeah.
I used to go to the monster truck shows at the Spectrum. That was awesome.
I went to one. It was
peeing
awesome.
in the trough at the vet.
Yeah. Oh, dude, the trough trauma.
The vet was unbelievable.
Never seen so many peas.
Best football stadium ever. I mean, it was just
so cool, especially being a kid, like that being the first stadium you go to. Like it looked like the Roman.
Oh, it was a Coliseum.
Coliseum. I mean,
and like the ramps, and then you would get in, you would take the ramp, and you would finally like see the actual field.
Yeah,
you'd
walk
be
in there,
wow.
see the field. You'd be like, whoa! I remember the first time I saw the field, a baseball game, and I was like just like you said, your eyes just light up.
Because it took a minute to see the actual field. And then the same thing with the Spectrum, being a kid and like getting up towards the top. The Spectrum was so vertical.
Yeah,
like, you would be up top there, and you'd be like, "I'm nervous up here."
Yeah. I played basketball on at the Spectrum at halftime of a Utah Jazz game, Sixers Jazz, and it was so cool. It was like the little mites or whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
We were like 10, and we're playing, and I had like a breakaway where I broke away and I tried to finger roll it, and I just missed. And the whole stadium went, oh, like that sound. It's such an unbelievable sound when you're down there. It's great.
Oh, dude, I can't imagine. Dude, the things too, like the Spectrum had seen a lot of crazy stuff, like the history of the vet too. But dude, Justin, you are so correct. When you're at the like top of the vet, it was so steep. You know what I mean? Like you were literally like on a vertical line. I remember that being like, damn, like we were gonna fall over any minute now. You know,
that was like nothing else. It was unreal.
Oh, dude, that was a great, dude. That was the best though. The vet was the best, man. Loved it. So, like I said, we are coming towards the top of time. Rizz, anything you want to say to your family, friends, and all those listening before we get up? Hey,
just want to say I love you all. Thanks for letting me talk today. I can talk and talk and talk. I love it. It's fun. You guys are the best.
Rizz, you're the man, dude. Thanks so much for being on. I loved having you on, man. You're just a great dude. Man, you've always been a great guy, and I love having you, brother, and thanks for being here, man. Thank you so much.
Anytime, man. Thanks for having me on. JDub, thank you for having me on. Much appreciated.
Of course. Justin, anything you want to say before we get the F out of E?
That Cardinal, I'm still choked up. That Cardinals NFC Championship game was just hard.
Oh God,
dude. What? Okay, so what? I was talking about it. So when the Phillies lost in the playoffs last year, right? I was talking about like the most disappointed I've ever been, right? I think the 2009 NFC Championship game when we lost to the Cardinals might be number one, but that Phillies losing in the NLCS, that might be number two.
I was at the last game. I was at the last game at the vet. I saw Rondé Barber run towards me. It was silence. It was silent. There was not a
dude. That might be the worst. That was by
far the worst.
Because that we would have won the Super Bowl that year also.
Yeah, whoever wins that game wins Super Bowl. Whoever wins that game was Super Bowl, and it was. We went in there.
We had their number that year earlier.
57 seconds in, Deuce Staley scores. You can't even hear. You had to put your fingers in your ears. And we thought it's all over. We're going to destroy them, and they lose that game. Oh
yeah, and McNibby's.
Three turnovers.
McNibby. Good old McNibby.
Nick Foles, McNibby. Big Dick Nick, the savior.
Yeah, man, the savior. So okay. Speaking of Big Dick Nick, this has been another episode of the Working Perspectives podcast. I'm Matt Lavelle, he's JDub Justin Richardson, and our guest today is the one and only Anthony Rizzo. In case you're wondering, you can find all our stuff and all our content on all podcast platforms and YouTube at Working Perspectives Podcast. You can also on Instagram at Work Perspectives Podcast, and join us on Twitter and TikTok at WorkingPPod. And if you'd like to be a guest on the show, please email us at workperspectives@gmail.com. And please like and subscribe so we keep bringing you this sweet, sweet content. Thanks for listening, and have a good one. Thanks. See you.